Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally on the Super NES. Developed by ICOM Simulations, who also, I believe, worked on a couple of other Super NES Looney Tunes games. I believe, what was it, Duck Dodgers was the other game they worked on. They also worked on a terrible Mega Drive port of Batman Return of the Joker for Sunsoft. It was awful. It took really great pixel art for that game and somehow made it worse for the Genesis. I mean, I didn't even know it was possible. It was probably worth noting that these same developers also developed this game, which was published by Sunsoft here in America, which actually kind of surprised me. This game came out after Sonic. I want to say it came out in 1992. It actually got a cover story on Nintendo Power, Symphony Splat. Which is interesting because at the time, I think Nintendo Power was trying to prove that the Super NES had a bit of horsepower when it came to doing games with speed. Because the rap about the Super NES console was that it ran at a lower clock speed than the Genesis, but more importantly, there was this constant problem with slowdown in their games. I want to say most Super NES games at the time ran at a slower pace and/or had very serious slowdown problems. Whoops. Okay, let's get to the basics. You can press the B button to jump. You can press the Y button while running to get super speed. That meter on the top left-hand corner of the screen, see that yellow meter? That's my seed meter. It's what I use to get super speed. So if I press the Y button while I'm running, I expend that yellow meter. Also have red dots that are my hit points. So if I take a hit, it takes a red dot off my meter. There's a timer on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, as you can see. I don't know if the game penalizes you for that. The game doesn't kill you, as I recall. It just doesn't give you a bonus. And I'll get running in just a second. Here we go. Press the Y button. Whoop! Okay, it didn't work. Okay, this won't work. If I press the Y button to do that while I'm running, you saw me become a little blur. That means that I become temporarily invincible. But I run out of seed. So I can replenish my yellow seed meter by pressing the A button to eat the bird seed. This is also how I attack enemies. Unfortunately, this game has the same problem that Speedy Gonzales had, the game that I played recently, in that there's no way to attack enemies while jumping, which you can easily do in Sonic. And in fact, it was one of the easiest ways to get to where you were going in Sonic. Okay, so let's get over this guy. I'm running, press the Y button. See, I killed that scorpion. Because I was invincible temporarily. And there are these yellow signs that appear. I want to say they determine if there's a jump coming up. Okay, so the game gives you some idea about what your hazards are, but this game has several major problems related to its level design. This is actually a problem that was noted in... What was that? Whoops. What was it? Was it Video Games Computer Entertainment Magazine? There was a review for a game that it wasn't Bubsy, I think it was another game, where they said the problem with Death Valley Rally was that basically the levels weren't designed for speed the way Sonic's levels were. There were too many hazards in this game, so you might get up a head of steam, but then you'll end up dying or taking damage because an enemy gets in your way. Like you just saw me earlier, there were some scorpions in the way, and I had no idea they were coming. So the only way to really get around them was to get my super speed going. Or... Can I get up here? Might need the bird seed to get up here. Yeah, I use my bird seed. Of course, there was a scorpion in my way last time, so that was annoying. So, and the other major problem that I have with this game is that the momentum isn't forgiving enough. Whoops. Wow. The momentum is not forgiving enough. So that if you're moving in one direction, it's hard to change directions in mid-jump. And it seemed to be a lot easier in Sonic. So basically, the sensation of speed in that game was more meaningful because it seemed to be at the service of a character that was easier to control. There he goes. Now I get a downslope, so I'm up to full speed. Whoops! And I didn't see that coming either. Stuff like that. Okay, I made it. And that's the exit. And you're probably wondering about all those flags. Those flags are what I'm collecting for bonus points. They're collectibles of a sort. You'll see right here. So that's how many flags there are to collect in the stage, and you get a time bonus based on how much energy and time you have left. But really what matters, I think, are those flags. They're completionist. They're for completionists. Although I want to say that the color of the flag determines how hard they are to find. Or maybe the order of the flags that you just saw determines where they are in the level. In terms of how close to the beginning they are and how close to the end they are, I'm not sure. And I want to say they serve as a... Whoops! I want to say they serve as a waypoint, too, when you die. I'll double check that. So I did play this game for about half an hour before doing this, but that was a couple of days ago, so I've forgotten a lot of what I learned. Oh, trampolines. Whoops. So just bounce on these a few times, you'll gain a bit more height each time. I'm not pressing any buttons, so I guess that's as high as they go. Okay, can't get up there, huh? I don't know what the skull and crossbones means. Maybe just a general hazard warning. Let's see how high this trampoline goes. Let's have a bit of time. So 3 bounces will get me up to the lower ledge. That's as high as I go. Yep, as high as I go. So I can't get any higher. So unless there's another secret area I'm not able to see. So this is half of the problem with this game, trying to figure out how far you can go before, you know, you run into a hazard or until you run to the edge of a cliff or something. And of course, having to determine when to jump. It's very hard to stop while you're jumping in this game too, because I want to say the hit detection is based on the center of the Roadrunner character, so it's kind of hard to determine where you can land on jumps sometimes. It takes a bit of practice. Yeah, that arrow's telling me to go this way, so I have to do the slow, methodical way. I think. Still not full of birdseed. Everyone tried to do Sonic-type level design back then. They just weren't good at it. Very hard to do. It's hard to get that balance of speed and exploration sometimes. In fact, if not all the time. I think that's a checkered flag up there I need to collect. That might be the end of the level. Can I peck these things? Nope. Just a second. Just curious if I can peck these things. Point bonus down there. Let me see if I can peck these things. Because he's not going in a straight line. Kind of swerves a little bit. That little dumb plane of his. And yeah, he's going to have a different hazard on every level. Whoops. And you can't attack while jumping, by the way. That's another problem I have with this game. I mean, at least Speedy Gonzales let you kick people while you were jumping. Oh. I think I tried to peck it. I guess it didn't work. Well, yeah, so the flags are checkpoints. I need to go left again. Okay, fine. Now, I'm playing deliberately because I don't know where the hazards are. Don't know what that sign's for. I mean, I'm the Roadrunner. Of course I'm on this road. Why would there be a sign up here so high? Anyway, good logic. Platform games, kids. Okay, where's mine? There we go. Alright, that blew up anyway. So these tiny little platforms and all this momentum you have and just trying to control the character. It's a lot easier to control the character in Sonic than it is in this game. So this game is really just a discount Sonic. In fact, it's not even a good discount Sonic, so I'm sure Nintendo Power, you know, they're trying to become somewhat savvy about this. They wanted to make sure that, you know, the Nintendo Super NES was getting some love in terms of mascot platformers with speed that all the kids seemed to want to play back then. And I'm sure Nintendo Power said, you know what, this game will sell well, and it looks good. It's decent enough. Let's give it. It's the best game released this year on the system, as far as we're concerned, as far as the evaluators are concerned. So let's give this game a bit of love. Let's give it some respect. And I guess it's fair to say the only thing that really holds up. See, okay, so I can't peck those guys. So I can peck him. There we go. There's another one over here, too. Weird. Yeah, that was the checkered flag I was looking for. So now it's a cutscene. That's all this is. It's an unskippable cutscene, right? Yeah, it's an unskippable cutscene. Yes, even in the 90s, there were unskippable cutscenes. No dialogue, though. Unlike the JRPGs. So there's your Mode 7, kids. Nintendo Power claps and enthusiasm. Because really, you couldn't have a Super NES game without Mode 7, right? Although it was always interesting to see games like this use the Mode 7 without making it just an ugly background. The background on that image was technically Wile E Coyote. But the developers were kind of smart, and they realized that, yeah, you can manipulate it a bit. But the Mode 7 here isn't used for the gameplay like it is in, say, Mohawk and Headphone Jack. I think that game used Mode 7 for some of its, effects. I didn't take a hit there. I guess I'm still invincible. Okay. But, yeah, you can start to see the problem with this game, is that there's a lot of stuff like this. And until you learn how to play the game well, it's kind of hard. You have to play deliberately so you can figure out where you're going. Otherwise, you're going to take too many hits. So there's no real joy in exploring in this game because you're either moving too slow, the platforms are too tiny, or you're moving too fast and you can't see hazards coming. So the game doesn't get that... And now I can't even get up here unless I use my birdseed, right? Yeah, I can't get up here without using my birdseed. But maybe I can get ahead of Steam. Just a second. Hold down left. Yes, I got a bit ahead. So I got a little head of Steam there. And now I can't get any higher. Yeah. And this guy's gonna annoy me the whole way up. Whoops. Whoops. Stuff like this. The levels seem to be very vertical, I'm afraid. How do I get up? Crap. Just a second. There we go. Had to bounce off of that ledge. Very annoying. Again, these levels just aren't fun. It's just they're big. I won't say they're aimless, but because the levels, the exploration is based on momentum. Like, can you get up this wall right here? Mario never really had this problem. But at least they give you some trampolines. So there's that. But then there's stuff like this. Where's the platform? Is there a platform I'm supposed to take? Okay, how do I get up there? Whoop, there it is. There's the platform. And I missed the platform, so I have to wait for it to come back down again. Okay, let me experiment a bit. Okay, I found a flag by accident. So let's make sure I can get back up. Crap. Ah! I don't think I'm close enough. Crap. Ah! There's a lot of this. A lot of this. And I want to say there are 3 continues, and that's it. But I don't even think there are any continues. This game is brutal. Darn it! Just a second. But, to be fair, let's get that out of the way. Let's get this out the way. The graphics are very good. The graphics hold up. Again, as I said before when I was reviewing Speedy Gonzales, the game does a very good job of getting the Chuck Jones aesthetic right. So the look of those old Chuck Jones cartoons, very well represented in the backgrounds and the artwork and the sprite design. The use of color is fantastic. It picked the exact right colors to get the aesthetic of the Looney Tunes cartoons right from the Roadrunner days. So kudos to them for that, because that was the part that they got absolutely right, I'd say. Can I go up that? Let me go up that thing. Just a second. There we go. I had to use a bit of birdseed to get up there. So I guess if I ran out, I would have had to collect more birdseed. That gray bar over there on the side of that cliff means I can run up the side of it, but it's probably safer. Whoops. It's probably safer for me to just jump. You just jump up. Again, this isn't high-level play because it takes me a while to practice this. Whoops! If I can bounce sideways off that thing, too. I could probably manipulate that from some strategies, but again, I'm not speedrunning this game yet. I'm sure it's a great game for speedrunning, but... Wait, is this a bottomless pit? No, it's not. Okay. Some of these are bottomless pits. Whoops, I missed the platform. Here it is. Okay, I think I know where this... Okay, this one is the bottomless pit, I think. So I do not want to run down the side of that. Yeah. There is I think there's a secret area down there. Can I go down? No, I can't jump down. Just a second. There it is. Okay, I got it. Down here. Oh. Oh, there was a platform. I thought... Oh, there is a secret area down here. Just a second. Down there. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Here it is. Yeah, there's stuff like that in this game. Invisible walls. Well, not invisible walls, but, holograms, I guess you could call them. So I guess that's how you get all the flags. Gosh darn it! Big sprites. Big, you know, well-drawn sprites. Not particularly well animated, but well-drawn sprites. Okay, where's the platform? Darn it! Okay, I'm good. That was my ducking animation, by the way. See this? That's a duck. Does that make any sense? Let me go down a bit. There we go. That's safe. I can run down the side. That's safe. That's it. I need another platform. Even the parallaxing here is very good in this game. About 3 or 4 levels of parallaxing with the good background art. So, 60 FPS, I want to say. So, very well done in that respect. So, props. And, so, let me vamp a bit more. So, anyway, yeah. Crap. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Surprisingly. Why didn't I die there? That's weird. Okay. So, I'm going to die eventually. Give me a second. So, I want to say, in conclusion, there's a lot of this in the game. I want to at least get to the first boss. Because there is a boss confrontation here somewhere. Eventually. Yep, there's a higher 500 up there. Got it. Perfect. Okay, see? Measly 500 points. I already got that flag. Darn it! I was trying to peck it. I'm out of lives, right? I'm out of lives. I made it to the first boss the last time I played, but I guess I can't be bothered, really. See? No more continues. Well, not that I got to the next level or anything. Yep, right back to the beginning. So, in conclusion. Nope. Not interested. This GameStop is still accepting this game for store credit, though, so I'll get my money back on this. I think I'm done with these crappy licensed 16-bit side-scrollers, really. And there might be one that I've missed that's probably not terrible, but I've played too many of these crappy cartoon mascot platformers. I'll probably play Bubsy someday, but I just can't be bothered anymore.